Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of nftwins. Today we're going to talk about how the future of e-commerce might be shaped by the latest partnership of Shopify and OpenAI.
And Semi A did it again. He's getting all the partnerships. He's like, give me all the funding, give me all the monies, and then let's start some partnerships.
All right, so right now everybody knows how the normal process goes, right? So you Googling something, I don't know, pants under $50, new running shoes, etc. You might come up on a blog article describing the best shoes for running or for working out, for lifting. And then you look at it, then you have different prices underneath, and then they make a referral. That's how you buy it. It's like a very, very complex one. Nowadays, like in 2025 or now in late 2025, what we see is happening that you just go on ChatGPT, say, give me the best running shoes. So it pulls all the blog articles, etc.
Well, that's what you think it does.
Well, yeah, at least
pulls a few. That's the ones that are optimized.
Exactly. The one that optimized, so AEO, so answer engine optimization. So that's basically the SEO of 2025. Now, after that, what you have to do right now, you still have to go into a store, go on a page and buy these shoes, or maybe get a link. But after the partnership with Shopify, OpenAI allows you now to actually directly buy within the chat. So basically, you have
it's kind of wild, not gonna lie to you.
Which is, but only for one product. So basically, you can't have multiple items in your wallet or in your shopping cart. You directly have in the chat. You can text and then buy. This currently only works for in the US. For the US, and
okay, so you can't say I want to have like on Gymshark. You can just buy socks and this stuff.
It's some merchants who have already enabled it, right? So you have to enable it in Shopify. Mm-hmm. Then also you have to think about that the data, because everything in for chatting or for all the AI chats, they need to be optimized, right? So you need to have the right chat. Well, how do you say it? The data structure need to be right so that they can
read it. So it needs to be optimized for AEO, for answer engine optimization.
Exactly. Also, certain questions, so FAQs, etc. So you rank higher, and then also you have the integration. So you have the one with Stripe. So basically, you have to offer Stripe. So basically, what OpenAI did.
Why do you have to offer Stripe?
Because they have a partnership also with OpenAI, so they can do everything within the OpenAI app or the chat.
So this is basically because they created a new standard. I think it's the something commerce
ACP. ACP. It's called ACP.
ACP, something commerce protocol. Basically enables this is exactly what the technology is based on. That OpenAI, that you can within the chat
commerce protocol.
Exactly. ACP. The ACP, the agentic commerce protocol. With that, you can actually implement and purchase these things in the chat. Otherwise, you would have security risks and all that other stuff. And with this protocol, you can do this.
Okay, Mark, what do you think is the impact? And also, let's talk about the impact of right now or the opportunity. I want to start with the opportunity because I think like impact, yes, we know, like I see it in my daily life. I use Google barely. I always just use ChatGPT because I'm like, okay, it gives me my answers. Also, I can go on the go. I just open the talking function and directly. I mean, that's also, I think, where I see the future. Like once we wear everybody smart glasses, we don't use the phone anymore, and we'll just talk with the agent.
Well, it's just a different display, but the functionality of the agent will be the same, or the ChatGPT is not necessarily an agent always. But
now, the opportunities that I'm seeing is if you are an e-commerce store using Shopify, you should focus on getting everything, the quality of, so you optimize for the AEO. And basically you have to follow a certain schema. So for example, you have to have titles such as black dress under $50, something like this. So that way you will also be like in these categories. And then Shopify, OpenAI can basically offer you as one of these options. So you have to be optimized for all of this, and then you can get a lot of traffic. So for example, what we've seen in general, once you are AEO optimized, that you can get up to like 10%. So we've seen it on, let's say, AI ad creation websites. We've seen already websites that are generating 500,000 to 1 million monthly views or monthly clicks or traffic just by being optimized for ChatGPT.
So that's being the first for these well search engines to be ranked in there, right?
Yeah, which is great, right? It's like it's great because right now there's an arbitrage. So basically, there's a great opportunity. You don't have to invest that much time. It's like it's basically being optimized for SEO, like in the 2000s, something like this. Relatively simple. Once you get in there, you are in there. The problem is over time, more and more people will be optimized, and then it's more competitive because
Well, and at some point they're just probably going to have paid in there as well.
True, for sure. But they're also big. It's going to be more competitive because right now you have multiple pages, but ChatGPT is only going to offer you the best 3 or 5 offers, right? So more shops are trying to compete. So the longer you wait, like
So basically, the top 3 are going to take off all the pie instead of just taking 95% of the pie.
maybe they will change it, but I think that's definitely right now how it will happen, or it's currently what we're seeing on the traffic. Because I've never seen more than, if you type in 10 options, then maybe the case, but otherwise it will not suggest you that many options. That's also one of the things. Another thing I want to talk about is how ChatGPT, or the impact of, for example, your reviews, etc., because all of this will have an impact on what ChatGPT will provide. So will provide to the user, right? Because in the end, if they're the front, right, they want to give the user the best one. So you have to have the best reviews, also fast delivery, etc., because all these will have an impact on which to show. So it's like less important about the trust of the website itself. So you don't but you will interact more and more with ChatGPT. Similar like Amazon. But now I'm like freestyling here, but I can see it more and more becoming similar to Amazon, that you basically will trust more and more ChatGPT, and you will just buy through that, like a mega apps. Like
I don't know. So I think the pendulum will swing in both ways. There will be people that just for convenience, but end of the day, the problem I think is that, or actually, that's another opportunity that you build basically a plugin for ChatGPT, because at some point it will be super important to get reviews. The power of reviews are really, really good. And reviews are super important that they're actually human. I mean, there's a lot of bots that did some of the reviews, but there is reviewing apps. They're more trustworthy or not, right? That you have, hey, trusted by whatever it is. It's on there, right? You have to pay a lot. The merchants have to pay for this kind of stuff, so that you can do that as well. Because think about it: if you ever went to an AliExpress or Shein and bought something, and this stuff is never what it says in all the reviews. So the same thing is if a domain is like optimized for ChatGPT, but doesn't have really reviews, so there needs to be some form of an input, it needs to be importing somehow the reviews, and that they actually see you can see them. It needs to be
what I had to think about, like a comparison is ghost kitchens. So basically, you don't. So okay, the references to this, because like right now, the websites that you currently go onto, they're very like nice and visual, so they're optimized for the user to actually go on these websites, right? So the experience is like, okay, I want to have a very visual pleasing website, but it also needs to be functional. While that's like going to a normal restaurant. The new websites, if you only want to focus on traffic from ChatGPT, etc., will be focused only on being optimized on that, and they don't care too much about their layout.
But the question is, aren't they close anyways? I mean, Amazon doesn't look well, but it converts the highest.
So that's what I'm saying. They're optimized for that.
That's what peak performance looks like.
But that's why, like for me, for me, it's like optimization just for AEO, right? So if you just like, it might not be the best comparison, but it just made me think of ghost kitchens. Also,
because they're just effective in there.
Yeah, exactly. They're very, very effective. Yeah, optimized. They're optimized. They're not optimized for the looks, but they're optimized for efficiency.
But most kitchens are like that. Think about it.
Yeah, but
nobody sees in a restaurant usually the kitchen.
Yeah, but no, but I'm not talking about kitchen. Restaurant, you have still something for people to sit in a normal restaurant. And I'm talking about a ghost kitchen. It doesn't have any of that.
That's what you mean. Okay, but you know what I mean.
It's the front end.
Yeah, okay. Because the kitchen in the restaurant.
Yes, but I'm talking about like a ghost kitchen compared to a normal full restaurant with people sitting outside.
Fair enough. So then basically it's just drop shipping. Why don't you just do drop shipping? Don't even need a website.
Yeah, but you need to be optimized for. You need a website to be ranked in ChatGPT.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Also,
Maybe.
another point that I saw, or what I thought, which would be quite interesting, is now there's a great opportunity for smaller brands, because a smaller brand can now appear directly next to big brands, because it doesn't matter the budget, because right now Google is like the first offers are always ads,
Yeah,
right?
promote it.
So, and in ChatGPT, it won't. It's if you have a clean data, like if you have a clean, good website, clean product, and your data is very well structured, then you can be have without any budget, you can be directly one of these options next to a big brand and can give you
So
extraordinary
this is something that
traffic.
I am concerned about or curious about is we know that SEO in Google, like you basically the ranking constantly changes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're gonna do that in ChatGPT and all that stuff. Because once you train the model on something, you should have a ranking, right? And they're not gonna update it as frequently as the rest.
I mean, they do every time queries, right? So
Yeah,
it
but
is a query. Every search is a
I'm not
query.
sure. I'm not sure if they do at some point. You know what I mean?
No, I believe it still will be curious, 100%. But for me, it's another thing that's interesting to see, an opportunity for example, YC as a company to start would be something that focuses on optimizing everything your Shopify store. It could be a plugin, etc., to be AEO app optimized, so you can catch now all of this traffic. So think about it. It goes on. It's a plugin. It scrapes through your entire website, and then gives suggestions. Let's put it this way, on how you should optimize to be in certain categories.
But do you think that Shopify is not going to do that yet with the
No, I mean
integration?
Shopify. What they do is they normally what they're currently doing is just like they can say your catalog, you can sync it with ChatGPT, okay, and that they can directly then accept it to buy it through the chat. But
Okay,
the
but
thing is
does it
like,
also do auto descriptions and all that stuff?
but if even if they allow it with ChatGPT, the thing is that doesn't mean they're AEO optimized, right? Because if it
100%.
also Shopify in general is a big marketplace, so you see a lot of other apps, they make millions there, and Shopify could offer the service as well, right?
100%. Yeah, I mean, they're just optimizing for something else and they know the power of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I think that's a really cool idea. I mean,
Man, I now want to start even more an e-commerce business. I'm still saying, protein
Mark,
bars
every
for
time
children.
just like protein bars for kids.
I'm telling you, that's the
I
fucking
mean, big
go-to.
fan, but right now I'm rather intact, to be
Go
honest.
fucking time.
Next
That's
one,
what it
next
is.
company, Mark. Next company is going to be, but
Protein bars for dogs.
that's something also, or vitamin pills. I mean, that's already very big and
That's
very,
big already, super
yeah.
big. You just need to have a different type of. Well, but you could optimize it for AEO. Ooh, ooh.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. In general, I believe that's a big opportunity right now. So basically, all agencies, which are right now SEO agencies, will have to shift sooner or later to AEO, because in the end, SEO becomes more and more irrelevant. For example, you see it right now when you use Google and you chat something at the top, you always see now the Gemini summary, etc. So basically, like ChatGPT, and the other queries will become less and less important. So the SEO agencies will have to switch to AEO and optimizing it, which also at the same time is quite interesting to see, because I think it might be faster to build.
What AEO
Well, the
optimized?
results, yeah. So you see
I'm
the
not sure
results.
because the crawling is still very similar.
Okay, you still have the website.
It just needs to be fast still, so that the robot is
The
optimized for it. Well, it's a different type of crawling, but still.
you still need the links from other websites, your score, your website score. Yeah, okay, never mind. But still, I think that's what we need.
Even more, you have to optimize probably harder because there's going to be much more queries. A lot more queries.
I don't think it's going to be more queries, because you're seeing right now the same queries of Google, whether they happen on ChatGPT or Google. So that would be the same amount of queries. No, people don't start searching more; they just use a different search
Yeah, but
engine.
Google doesn't query every single time if you ask for information.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's super interesting. Anyways, I think this is fucking a great opportunity for people that have an e-commerce store and want to optimize for, agentic, like the ACP or the AEO. So
Well,
I think
just saying it. If you want to have more traffic and you have think it's a great opportunity, similar to the TikTok store, you can just like optimize for AEO and then get some traffic to ChatGPT. And especially with it will also increase conversion because in the end it's less hinder. You directly in the chat and ChatGPT. It says you this, and you can just buy it. The only thing is you can't have more than one item in the store. Well, one item checkout. So that's a huge difference.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, everybody. If you like the episode, and of course, if you implement it, let us know. Would love to know in the comments, and catch you next one. Peace.